exclusive interview with DGP of Himachal Pradesh Police, Shri Sanjay Kundu. He is one of the senior-most IPS officers of the country, 1989 batch of IPS officer. He is credited with modernizing the Himachal Pradesh Police Force, known for his innovative approach to policing and strengthening his force with out-of-the-box ideas. Welcome to this interview, sir.
Good morning.
Sir, we would like to begin with the fact that you modernized the Himachal Pradesh Police Force. Today it is known as one of the most forthcoming forces in the country. So tell us, how did you begin the transformation?
For developing any institution, organization, there has to be a doctrine or philosophy. So the philosophy that we followed was, we looked around which is the best police force in the world, and we found it was New York Police Department. They follow a doctrine called broken windows, or basically predictive policing.
Okay.
So we started with broken windows of New York Police Department, and we developed it further, and I call it broken windows 2.0. So what this says is, when you are able to address crime in its initial stages, when the window gets broken, for instance when theft happens or burglary happens, down the line you can prevent serious crimes like murder or rape from happening.
Okay.
So this has helped us. The second thing is less government and more governance. That means making our police force productive, multi-skilled, capable, multitasking. Third was, in any public policy, the famous poem that I quote is Blind Men of Hindustan. So basically these blind men look at elephant, and then they describe elephant in their own ways. And that is a problem of public policy, and we were able to address, we are able to see the whole public security issue comprehensively. Next is policies, implementation, and implementation is policy. That means we are walking the talk and we are not just saying. Then coming next is what is the quintessential problem in public governance? That is matching problems with resources. The problems are many, the resources are finite. So you need to prioritize your problems and then dedicate resources to the problems. And last is sui generis, that means one of its kind.
Yeah.
So through all this, we work to make Himachal Pradesh Police one of its kind. It is up and above, beyond any other police force in the country today.
True, sir. True. Sir, as the chief of the Himachal Pradesh Police Force, it's a hill force. Tell us, how is policing different? What are the challenges, and what is the mechanism that you thought of devising?
See, you're correct that Himachal Pradesh Police and Himachal Pradesh state per se is quite different from rest of the country. It's a Himalayan state, but it is a model Himalayan state.
Okay.
And we have about 75 lakh people in the state, but the number of tourists that visit Himachal Pradesh is 3 to 4 times its population.
Okay.
The Honorable Chief Minister has now made an objective that we will have 5 crore tourists every year here. Then we have issues of drug trafficking, because cannabis and opium naturally grows here, so that is trafficked out, and then we get heroin or chitta inside the state. So drug trafficking is a big issue. Then, being a hill state, road accidents or road safety is a big issue. In fact, earlier when I joined the cadre, the only news that was coming out of Himachal Pradesh was buses falling down and so many people dying. Next is, although on the face of it, it looks very quiet, but the crime against women and children is very high. It is nationally very high. And then we have typical issues. Say, for instance, it's so beautiful place that there are a lot of trekkers, a lot of hikers who they go missing, then searching for them.
Sure.
So what we did was, when I joined about 3.5 years back, I made 5 priorities. So the first priority was to address crime against women and children, because I believe a society, nation or a state can only progress when the women and children are safe. So in this we have been very successful, and we are a role model in the country today. The second objective was to address drug abuse and illicit drug trafficking.
Yes.
Here I say it's a mixed bag. We have been partially successful, not 100% successful, because it's a very complicated issue.
Sure.
Third issue was road safety, reducing accidents and injuries. Here we have been very, very successful. The fourth objective that I had was to address organized crime. The state is endemic to illegal mining. Then you have forest related cases, wildlife cases, and other kinds of organized crime. Here also we have been quite successful. And this could have been only possible if my force is healthy, it is safe, and I take care of welfare. So there also we have been successful. So all in all, the flavor is quite different from rest of the country.
Yeah.
Though some of it is same, but it is very typical of a Himalayan state.
True, true, sir. Sir, Himachal Pradesh Police won several awards for CCTNS-ICJS, and tell us more on that.
See, when I joined, I realized that we cannot be technologically blind today.
True.
You have to be technology savvy.
Yeah.
The force has to know how to use technology. And we made a priority that in CCTNS, this is Crime Criminal Tracking Networks and System. This is the backbone of our police station work. We should be number one in the country.
Sure.
I am very happy for the last 3 years. We are number one in hilly and northeast states, and we are very much on the top 3 in the country. And this year again, I think we'll be number one in the country.
Yes.
Now, this CCTNS was expanded to cover all the elements of criminal justice system, that is police, prisons, courts, prosecution and forensics. Here also we are number 3 all India. Now, coming to this, what are the citizen-centric services that police offers? One I realized was basically in issuance of passport. So when you apply for passport, the base document that gives you passport is a police verification report. So when we had joined in 2017, it was taken 70 days for police verification for passports. And when I joined, I said, why can't we do it in 24 hours? So my officer said, it's not possible. The state is geographically challenged. There are topography issues. But we said, let us make an effort. So I'm very happy that today we are doing this police verification reports for passport in 24 hours. So we are number one in the country. In terms of e-governance also, we are very much in the top because we have been winning e-governance awards at the national level.
True.
Where the whole of government, whole of corporate sector is there. One thing I'm really proud of is that our initiatives in road safety has been able to attract the attention of the World Bank. I am very happy that today they are funding road safety projects in 2 districts, Shimla, that is a hilly district, and Nurpur, that's a plain district. They have agreed to fund 2 more districts, major districts, that is Mandi and Kangra. And it is quite likely that they might end up funding 7 of our districts, which contribute to about 85% of road accidents. So all in all, I think it has been a good journey, and we have been rewarded at the state level, national level. Individually, our officers have also been awarded at the national level.
Yes, yes. So since you mentioned about the World Bank grant, again, Himachal Pradesh Police becomes the first force to get the World Bank grant for road safety and traffic mechanisms. So ITMS is again very effective over here, which other states are also using, but effectively Himachal Pradesh Police is using. So I'm sure that has brought some changes in the road safety element over here.
That is correct. See, first of all, we have been able to make a business model out of road safety.
Yeah.
So when we joined, normally in other states, what do traffic police do? They check documents. But I realized checking of documents has no correlation with road safety.
True.
So we focused on the violations, that is without driving license, without helmet, over speeding, drunken driving and rash driving. And as a result, what is happening is that we are only capturing this. Then we went for technology, intelligent traffic management system with automatic number plate reading.
Yeah.
The first town that we introduced this was Kullu, then Manali, and today I am very happy that we have ITMS in 46 such places, and ultimately we will saturate the state by about 150 ITMS. So what is happening is the messages go to the violators, they deposit the fees online, so the revenue collection of the state government is also increasing. Then part of it comes back to us as road safety fund. We invest in road safety. I'm very happy to say that compared to last year, the road accidents have reduced by about 12%, deaths by about 17 to 18%, and injuries by 19%. And overall, in about last 5 to 6 years, there's a tremendous improvement in road safety. Besides that, see, in present day world, you have to use technology. When I joined, the CCTV coverage in the state was very, very meager. And today I'm very happy to say that We have about 100,000 cameras all over the state, and on account of these cameras, which have night vision ability also, we are able to address and solve most of the crime. In fact, most of the heinous crimes have been able to be solved because of this vast CCTV coverage, and we are only expanding it now.
True, right, sir. So you have also been a guiding force for the Himachal Pradesh Police Orchestra Band, which is popularly known as Harmony of the Pines. You really boosted them, you took them to the international level. So tell us about them a little.
See, this is a journey of success. They were a motley group of people. We recruited some people, we equipped them, we trained them, and we gave them confidence. What I realized is there is a huge gap between police and the public. And a lot of our problems are multi-stakeholder problems. For instance, crime against women, drugs, elections, road safety. So we realized that we need to have an orchestra, and they need to go out to the public and perform before the public, so that the trust in police and especially Khaki increases. And today I'm very happy that they are known nationally also, they are known internationally also, and they have shown a very, very positive face of police. And I'm very happy that over the last about 2 years, we have been able to make videos which have had huge viewership on drugs, elections, COVID management, road safety, crime against women, and a lot of new videos are also in the line. So we have been able to promote Himachal Pradesh as a tourist destination.
Sure.
So all in all, it has been a very successful list. And today we have developed a business model for that, in the sense that whatever money we get into this, that gets invested into the orchestra, and then they upgrade themselves.
Right. They also mentioned how you actually ensure that they have the best of state-of-the-art equipments with them. They have the best musical instruments, and how they were boosted every time, that they should be getting more and more, bringing more and more achievements for the police.
That is correct. See, initially we did get some grant from the government that helped us to equip them with basic equipments. But as you rise up this ladder, you need high quality equipments. So that all that is getting funded through their own money. So today we are not banking on the government for their equipments and all. And there's one more thing. Earlier they were at the state level, then regional level, national level. Today they are performing alongside international stars. And I'm very happy to say that they're getting better reviews than even international stars.
That's true. So you mentioned about women and children, which has been one of your major focuses. Tell us in brief about what are the initiatives that were started for them.
The crime against women and children is very important for me, and as I said, no society, state or nation can progress unless women are safe. Then we realize that there is some violence which can be captured in crime or crime statistics, and there's some violence which cannot be captured, so it is under radar. So we started capturing everything. For instance, earlier the focus was on women and children. They were supposed to be weak, but we shifted the focus. We said, let us start a register for sexual offenders, and let us keep sexual offenders under surveillance. You'll be very happy to know that we have been able to identify about 5,000 odd sexual offenders, and we have been able to take action against such repeat offenders. For instance, there was a person in Dharamshala who had committed 25 such crimes, but left hand did not know what the right hand was doing. So we went to the court and we told the court he should be put behind the bars, because every time he comes out, he commits a crime against women. So we have been able to keep those people under surveillance. Okay. Second thing is, we realize that the number of suicides for women is extremely high in the state. And suicides are in two forms, basically, as per law. One is 306 IPC, that is abetment to suicide, when you are pushed to commit suicide. Here we found that about 70% of victims were women and 30% were male. So this was something odd. And the reason is, Himachal is a martial land. There are a lot of people who go in the military. So when their wives are behind, they are tormented by their in-laws. As a result, they are pushed to commit suicide. So we focused on certain districts like Kangra, Hamirpur, Mandi, and we worked on it. The second is suicide on own violation, 174 CRPC. We found that in this about 2/3 were men and 1/3 were women. It was because of jilted love affair, because of economic problems, because of health reasons. So we worked to reduce suicides, and I am very happy to say in 2022 compared to 2021, the suicides came down by 14%.
That's a huge one.
Okay. Next thing we did was, this is a hilly state, as we mentioned, this is a tourist state. We found a lot of unidentified dead bodies, and a lot of them were women. So what happens is, if a woman is a victim of crime and the perpetrator is not caught, it is quite likely the perpetrator will continue to commit such crimes. So we started mapping them and we started taking them to the logical end. As a result, the number of unidentified dead bodies has also come down. Then, as I said, women and children are the weaker sex. They are vulnerable. So if they go missing, they are likely to be exploited, abused, and victims of crime. So rather than crime happening, we started acting as soon as women and children go missing. I am very happy to say that our recovery of children is 96%, which is one of the highest in the country, and women is about 88%. So we have raised this bar, and I am very happy to say in the last about 3 years, we have recovered more than 4,000 women and children. If they were not recovered, they would have been subjected to crime. So we are preventing the crime from happening and acting ASAP as soon as women and children go missing. So this has sent a lot of good message to the women and children down the line. This is a safe state for them, and we will ensure that nothing wrong happens to them.
Very well put, sir. Sir, as we mentioned that this is a place for tourism, this is a hub of tourism. And, Shimla is one of the places where people come in huge numbers. So tell us, what are the steps that police, as a chief of the police, you thought for making tourism safer and smoother here in Himachal?
You are correct that we happen to be one of the major tourist states, and there are certain tourist hubs like Shimla, Kasoli, then Kullu, Manali, Dharamshala, Dalhousie. I'll just give you an example. The Atal Tunnel Rohtang was inaugurated by Honorable Prime Minister on 3rd October 2020.
Yes.
And that has opened Lahaul Spiti for tourism, and that has also connected Leh for tourism. Last year in 2022, we had 14,95,000 vehicles, 14.95 lakh vehicles crossing Atal Tunnel. So a new tourist destination has come up. So what is happening is that you have to think ahead of time, you have to plan, and you have to ensure that tourists who come to Himachal Pradesh have a pleasant experience. So it involves 2-3 things. First is when the tourists are coming, not harassing them.
True.
Second thing is not allowing tourists to take law in their own hands, because what happens is when they come from planes, they should not get vandalism and violence with them. Third is if they violate something, they have to be properly punished. So I am very happy to say that Honorable Chief Minister has recently announced, and they have been established, tourist cum traffic police stations on the Manali National Highway. So the new Manali National Highway has come up. It has got about 18 tunnels and about 60-70 bridges. It's a state-of-art highway. So with that opening up, Manali has become a long weekend destination from Chandigarh. So you have a lot of tourists coming to Manali. But to ensure that there are no road rage cases, road accidents, we already have 3 police stations like this. So we have suggested and proposed to the government that traffic tourist police station should also come up in Shimla, should also come up in Dharamshala and some other places, so that the congestion caused due to traffic and the irritation caused due to congestion is minimized. I am very happy that government has agreed, and as I said that we have now a robust business model for road safety. So the road safety challans are actually paying for these police stations. Ultimately, what we want is that all these tourist hubs are properly covered by police, and there is a sense of security. And I think this is also borne by the fact that in the first few months of the year, we had record tourist footfall in the state. And we also, when we tried to build the capacity of our force, we realized that whilst police and at the ground level criticized for.
Yeah.
That is for crude behavior,
Yeah.
rude behavior, abusive behavior, corruption and human rights violation. So we trained a police force down the line that this needs to be avoided. And today I am very happy to say that my police force at the ground level or at the street level is very courteous, it is very polite, they are not rude, they are very helpful.
Okay. That's an important thing for police, where you change the perception of the people towards the police.
Here I would like to mention one more thing. As I said, less government, more governance. We have been able to empower our police personnel on the ground level. So when this natural disaster happened, it was in three phases. First was from 9th to 12th July, then 13th to 15th August, and then end August.
Yes.
Our police personnel were able to rescue more than 100,000 tourists,
Yeah.
including 12,000 vehicles. This included about 1,000 foreigners from 29 countries. A lot of people, a lot of their parents and a lot of their next of kin had left hope that they would ever see these people alive. But it is our police force at the ground level which work 24/7, mindless of their security, mindless of their tiredness. They worked and they ensured that all the tourists are evacuated, they are retrieved, they are safe. And this has sent a very, very positive message, and I'm very happy to say that we have received a lot of commendation for that kind of work.
Yes. To mention, you also received the appreciation from the NSA for the work that you did during the.
We received commendation from NSA,
Yeah.
Honorable Shri Ajit Dovalji. We also received a commendation from the Indian Army,
Yeah.
and we also received commendation from the World Bank.
Yes, true. Sir, you have served in the BSF for 8 years. You also headed the Sudan unit when you were attached to the United Nations. You have a vast experience of even serving at the center. So, tell us more about your postings there. How did it, shape you as an officer? What you contributed from your postings over there?
See, the thing is that as Himachal Pradesh is a small state, so this gives you a state kind of experience.
Yes.
But I was happy to serve for about 8.5 years in BSF. I was sector commander in 3 sectors. One was Bikaner, normal border. The other was Srinagar, in the thick of militancy, and North Tripura, which is basically northeast kind of flavor of militancy.
Yes.
And so then I was IG Ops, IG Operations, who managed the whole force and operations and had liaison with Bangladesh and Pakistan. I was IG Adam also, IG Air also, and IG Training also. So that gave me a national kind of a perspective.
Yes.
How do you look at things at the national level? How do you interact with your counterparts? So it was a great learning experience also, and it made me professionally very rich. So coming to United Nations Police Commissioner in South Sudan, South Sudan around that time was the newest country in the world, and it was a country which was emerging out of conflict and post-conflict trauma,
Yes.
and it did not have rule of law institutions. So we sat down, we wrote their laws, we raised their national police, we made it professional, we trained them, built their capacity, and it was a great experience because I had police officers of about 50 countries working under me. So they got their rich experience. Then we were also working alongside the United Nations Army that comprised many nation armies, and also the civilian component, that is SRSG. These are the political heads of the mission and other elements. So it was a great learning because we had the best of minds, best of people from all over the world. They were trying to make a country out of a post-conflict situation.
Yes.
And it was very, very nice experience, and I am very happy that I could contribute to building of that nation.
True. Right, sir. Sir, as one of the senior most IPS officers in the country, and with such vast experience, rich experience in policing, one thing I would like to ask you, that what are your thoughts in improvising policing across the country, not just in Himachal Pradesh?
Policing largely, the doctrine has remained the same for about 2000 years now. So policing is centered around a police station. Police station is the basic unit of policing. So what does policing mean is basically beat and patrol, then crime records, registration of a crime, then investigation of a crime, then upon investigation taking it to the court, and then ensuring the conviction of the accused, and finally incarceration, so that you keep threats off the street.
Yes.
But I think today policing needs to go beyond this.
True.
And we need to be proactive. It has to be evidence-based because we need to dedicate resources where the problem is. Then it has to be modern, and we have to be technologically savvy. So the present day society or the nation is throwing up new challenges. For instance, when information technology came, we thought it was a boon. But
Yes.
today with cybercrime and cyber security issues, the whole world has got rattled.
True.
Okay, and recently we had a big cryptocurrency case in our state which we solved. So these new innovations are also bringing their own sets of problems and law enforcement issues.
True.
Lastly, I want to end with saying that police is there to serve the community,
Yeah.
and we cannot be isolated and distanced from the community. So in all our efforts, we have to take the community along, and it's about community behavior, it's about individual behavior. Much of our success has been because of our community outreach, social media outreach. For instance, when this natural disaster happened,
Yeah.
we were the only agency which were giving out alerts that water is rising here, the roads are broken there, kindly avoid them because that may lead to loss of life or injury.
Yes.
So ultimately it is about serving the community and its people, and this bridge has to be it has to be addressed. This bridge has to be addressed, and the community has to trust in you, and we have to be like role models for the community and also guide them. It's a long journey, but tough journey. But I think we have covered some of it.
Yes, yes. Thank you so much for talking to us, sir. It's a privilege that you could, we had an opportunity where you could share your thoughts and tell us about the work that you have done, which has given you, you have won accolades for the work that you have done in your career so far. Thank you so much for talking to us.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.